Hello everyone and welcome to Front Porch Wisdom. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day so far. And as promised, look who we have over here. We got Dr. T in the house.
Dr. T, hey.
So today's topic is going to be, what do you think are some of the major problems in relationships? And we got Dr. T in the house to give his insights on some of the things that he thinks is some of the major problems in relationships. So we're going to stop right here and we're going to open the doors up to Dr. T and get his input on some of these topics. So what do you think is some of the major problems in relationships?
Well, first off, I just want to, say thank you for having me on here at Front Porch Wisdom and give an opportunity to talk about something that I've worked with for years as relationships. It's really important. But some of the most important things I find in relationships is communication's always, an issue. How you communicate and, how often. They always say men are from Venus and well, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. So it's kind of, communication issues, trying to deal with attachments and things that people bring into the relationship, Everybody comes to a relationship with some baggage, And I always tell people that a relationship becomes dysfunctional when it has more than one person in it, So we all bring some dysfunction to a relationship. But, really, as we get into it, a lot of men have been talking about a lot of things, a lot of problems to me about they have in a relationship. So this gives us time to be able to voice that and to you, the audience, and to see if these are important things for you to consider in your relationships. They're tough.
Okay, well, so you heard it from Dr. T. So I had been thinking too, some of my 3 things that I came up with, what I thought were major problems in relationships. And by the way, I did not explain to you, Dr. T, Terry Schofield, is my husband. He is a psychologist. And so I will be linking below some information of how to get in touch with him and on some of his books and things like that he's published and his website and things like that. But 3 of my major problems that I see in relationships, and sometimes even in our own relationships, is communication, consistency, and commitment. And I think for us women, ladies, let me know what you're thinking down in the comments below. But we want men to be more consistent. We don't want to have to be the ones that have to remind them, hey, it's Valentine's Day, it's Mother's Day, it's just a day I'm alive, where are my flowers, where's my candy, just those every now and then little gifts that we get, maybe massaging your feet, maybe taking you on a shopping spree, or
Wait a minute.
whatever it may be, we feel like we shouldn't have to remind them. They should already know those important things to do for us that we enjoy and that we like. And the other thing was communication, which is a biggie for me. I am a stickler from communication. I feel like, there's no reason why we can't communicate. If I have a mouth and you have a mouth, we talk about everything else under the sun, then we should practice our communication skills a lot better. So I'm definitely one that really believes in communication. I don't like being left out or have to second guess or assume anything. I would love to have him sit down and talk to me about whatever it is that he wants to discuss. So communication to me is way up on the list for me. And then commitment kind of goes hand in hand with consistency. If you commit to something, by all means, please try to follow it through. I understand that things happen, problems happen, but if nothing is major, then if you say you're going to do something, then commit to it and stick with it and do it. Because I'm looking forward to that. If you tell me that you're going to commit to spending your day with me, you're going to cut the phones off, you're going to cancel all meetings or whatever it may be, appointments, whatever it may be, then I'm expecting you to keep that commitment and that time is allowed for me and you to spend together. And so those 3 things are major for me, and ladies, some of you may feel the same way. you may you may be out there like, amen, that's right, tell it, that's it. So communication, commitment, and consistency are the 3 C's for me that I think is why a lot of relationships don't last long. Plus, we have to learn the love language too. You know, we have to learn how to talk to each other, respect one another. You know, like I said before in one of my videos, we don't have to be the same. We don't have to agree on everything, but it's the respect of being different, you know, and loving each other for being different. That's okay. But so let us know, you know, what you think some of your issues that you might have seen in people's marriages, or it may be happening in your own marriage. You know, let us know, you know, because Dr. T here, you know, he deals with this stuff on a daily basis, and I ain't saying he knows everything, but he knows some things.
Oh, she wouldn't say.
And he's glad to offer his advice to you, you know, if he can. But also, we have Dr. T has married a lot of couples too that we know, and a lot of those couples are no longer married, you know, and so for whatever reason, you know, a lot of people, we say it's quick to say I do, but it takes a lot longer to say I don't and I won't. So the process is a lot longer at the end than it is in the beginning. The preparation may be long and expensive, but you know, it's a whole different story when you get married. It's like you put a ring on this hand, but really you're putting a ring on this hand too, because it takes 2 hands to actually be in a marriage, you know. And so I don't think a lot of people understand the hard work that it takes in a marriage. It takes a lot, and then some. If I could put my feet up, I would put my feet in there too. My feet, both feet needs a ring on them too, you know.
Yeah.
So
You brought up something.
Okay.
Can I chime in on that?
Sure.
You brought up something. You see how she looked at me? She was looking at me like, oh, here he goes again. And, hey, you saw it. See, you saw it on national TV. Consistency. You mentioned about consistency. And the main thing I hear from men, see, women, when women want consistency, I did research on this, on couples, and asked them what was the main thing that they wanted from their husband. And could you guess what it was? They said that men don't know how to be there for the women. So the thing that men are saying is, how can I know how to be there when you change from 200 different ways on how to be there? You know, how to learn to be there. And then if you ask me for consistency, then you really, like when you ask me a question, or when men said women asked them a question, it's like when you ask us what we think, you already thought. Most women, you know good and well, you guys are always thinking. You're always thinking. And so when you ask us what we think, what we're going to say is, I'm thinking what you think I'm thinking. Because you already know what I'm thinking before I even say what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to tell, so most men is, I'm going to tell you what you think. So a lot of times it's difficult for us to be consistent. Sometimes men don't get the emotional thing, and sometimes we do. So my question, when you say consistency, we need women to be more compassionate to us when we're inconsistent. You know, it seems like to me, you're always angry all the time. You know, always trying to go off, you know, and especially when we're inconsistent. Man, I mean, come on now, you know. So I'm going to get in trouble at this video. But trying to be consistent is difficult for men sometimes. I mean, you know, we can show you that we love you. We can do those kind of things, but it's kind of difficult when what you need is consistent changes all the time. I mean, what do you think about that? Besides, want to beat me up.
Well, I don't know. I think it's something that women are just born with, and men are just born with. Most women, and I'm sure he meant most, not all. We always have to clarify that. It's never all, it's just some. But there are some people that don't have this problem in their marriage. It may be other problems that they're facing. It's not these particular 3. But for us and for most people, I have a problem with the consistency, the commitment, and the communication. I always feel like everything that we do could be better if we practice. And we know that practice makes perfect. And so if we're striving for not a perfect marriage, but if we're striving for our marriage to be better, these are the 3 things that I think that will make our marriage a lot better than what it is. But everybody don't have these problems. It may be something else. It may be finances. It may be something else. I don't know. But I do believe that some women have it together. You know, I'm sorry, but it just is what it is. Some women don't have a problem with communication. We'll talk and tell you our feelings and our emotions all day long. And all we want you to do is listen. We don't want the 2 belt on. We don't want you trying to fix anything. We just want to be heard. We don't want no opinions given. You know, just listen. Listen. And then if you want to respond when I'm done, then feel free. The floor is yours. But, you know, sometimes I think we just need to know our roles, you know, and know how to play them. You know, as I said before, know how to stay in your lane, you know, and do what you want done to you. If you're trying to have a communication with your spouse, and whether it's important to them or not, it's called respect. You know, whether you tired and you have said, I mean, I've heard that story 1,000 times. Oh my God, is she telling this again? Just sit there with a smile on your face like it's your birthday and take it. Listen and let her get it all out, and then, you know, go in the bathroom and throw up or whatever it might be. But at that moment, just show that respect that you do care about her, and what her feelings do mean something to you. They are important, you know. And all that goes back to communication, learning how to communicate. Because when you get to a point to where no one's talking, then no one's gonna get anywhere, you know. You at one part of the house and the other person is at the other part of the house, or you upstairs and they downstairs and nobody's talking, and you walking past each other like you live in separate households. I mean, that's definitely not the way to you know, have a relationship, you know. But try to make up quickly. If you're in that state, try to make up quickly, because it is better to communicate, because everybody is releasing their feelings and their thoughts and opinions, whether we agree on them or not. We're human and we're different. We're not made to be alike, you know. And I know a lot of times we try to make each other be like each other, but the respect is let each other be who they are and respect them for that.
Well, have you ever thought about this? Usually with guys, I mean, we're so busy. I mean, everybody's busy, but you know, so much of what a man wants to work. A man has to do certain things that he has to do. And some of us get lost in that sometimes, and we need your help to be able to pull us out. But a lot of times I'm finding in relationships is that men don't want to hear a lot of, but I'm going to be real, men don't want to hear a lot of bitching. I mean, you know, they don't want to come home and find a lot of nagging this and nagging that, because they get nagged at work, they get nagged at that. And sometimes we internalize and personalize things that I know you guys want to tell us to get it together, but you know, sometimes we feel like y'all be bitching at us sometimes. I'll be straight with you. I feel like y'all be honest, and so we're trying to, you know, sometimes we don't feel like we measure up a lot of times, and because we got the world trying to measure us up, then we come on, we got that measure, and then it just gets ridiculously hard. I mean, some of the guys out there may know what I mean. You may feel that sometimes. You may feel like you feel attacked at certain times, and you know, then the first thing we do is try to attack each other, hence the communication. How we interpret things, we need to sit down and listen behind the words. You know, when we see a person who is defensive, when you see a person that got that wall up, the first thing you see, the first thing I think you should do is understand that that other person on the other side feels unprotected. That's why a fence come up. A fence doesn't come up as an offensive weapon. A fence comes up because a person is trying to protect themselves. So what we should do, if we find somebody throwing a fence up, we should maybe humble ourselves and understand that they are feeling like they're being intruded on, you know? And that's difficult for men, because we always want to fight, flight, argue, when you guys just want to connect and communicate. But, you know, a lot of times, you know, we just feel like y'all be, you know, tripping on us.
Okay, that's what you say. Tripping.
Man, am I right? Come on now. Women, that's all right. You be all right.
Well, guys, we want to thank Dr. Terry Schofield for taking some time out to be with us today. But this is just one of many of topics that Team T.N.T will be doing together. And if this is something that you like to see in our FPW Front Porch Wisdom community, please comment below and let us know what topics you'd like for us to discuss. And remember, this is our channel together. Front Porch Wisdom wouldn't be what it is without you guys. And so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And also go to the subscribe button and hit subscribe and hit the bell for notification. And that will remind you of every video that I upload. And also, if you like it, give it a thumbs up and share the video. And by all means, go out and let someone know that you love them today. Also, down below in the description box, I will be leaving all of Dr. Terry Schofield's information. His books, I'll leave his website. He's on Facebook, he's on LinkedIn, he's everywhere. So I will leave all of that information down below for you in case you are interested in that. But at this time, you guys already know what time it is, right? Thank you to all my subscribers for coming in and loving this channel and making it what it is. And we appreciate you guys. We love you. God bless you. And see you next time on the porch.
See you on the porch.